I think, yes, there is. If you've got sort of three things that you would ask, as a representative of pharmacy, community pharmacy contractor, what would you want to see change?
Number one, national minor ailments campaign. I mean, those surveys have, highlighted that we need that in every single aspect. I mean, I know that's on the negotiating table for the PSNC, but a national minor ailments service that, we can deliver, which clearly we have got the skills to do. And that would add value back to the NHS family. Number two, I mean, I know that dispensing, the government's idea is to go down more of a hub and spoke model, so they don't see as value in, well, they see a pharmacy as an inefficient and expensive way of delivering medicines to a patient. But I think that, to be honest, in order for you to deliver those services that they're hoping a pharmacist can do in the future, you still need bricks and mortar pharmacies, and therefore the dispensing part of the contract is a core function that allows the pharmacy to survive. So there needs to be a little bit more money put back into that as well. So what I'm kind of getting at is that there needs to be new money. The current contract that we had, which was negotiated quite toughly by the PSNC, what I know is it's remained flat. And 2 years prior to that, we took a cut on our the global sum that we were actually distributing across all pharmacies. So more money back into the dispensing contract to allow us to do the services. I think that's another thing, but ultimately, I think the third and the most final thing is that Hancock's come out and said that this is going to be the biggest flu vaccinations campaign and service and delivery in history. We are certainly going to be there to support the NHS family in delivering that, and hopefully with us delivering a superb outcome and making sure that we are actually giving the NHS what it wanted us to do, we might get more out of it, whether that comes to different vaccinations, being like a national vaccination campaign with all of the other things. Because at the moment, most pharmacies, the only private clinics that they have is travel vaccinations and all the other things that come with it. Whether that be something that's taken away from GP surgeries and done in pharmacy, and the NHS can support pharmacies to do that, that might be an idea. I mean, those are just three things that are just off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's really interesting because what you're pulling out here, it might be new pharmacy, it might be new money for pharmacy, but actually it's money within the system that might that could be better. And given how customers, patients are seeing community pharmacy, and it's the first place to go, then there is a real cry for more money to be redirected to this sector. If I just go clockwise and just come to Ashley with a similar question, actually, because from a wholesale perspective, in this sort of longer term viewpoint, is there any sort of big ask that you have?
I think it kind of touches on the new contract in a way, in that we need to make sure that we have a sustainable financial business model into the long term, because my success in supplying pharmaceutical healthcare products is only going to work if the community pharmacy is successful, right? It's the success of my customers drives my success. There isn't any other way of doing it, and so we need community pharmacy to be there for the very long term and successful at it. And I do think that the request I've got is that the industry as a whole, us as wholesalers and pharmacy generally, comes together more with one voice, one stronger voice about what it means to us all to make this work. I mean, it's all well and good. We can understand the logic of saying we're going to get paid less for dispensing, but we're going to get more money for doing more services. Okay, we get it. But the balance just doesn't seem to be right. We seem to be undervaluing dispensing. I think it works out to something like £1.27 or £1.29 or something these days for dispensing, which is like half a cup of coffee in Costa sort of thing. I mean, it just doesn't ring true on the effort that needs to go into keeping this supply chain going, and the dispensing professionalism working for people. And if that's one thing we could agree and rally around, we should. And I think what I see is the opposite happens a little bit in the different representative bodies and the different sort of culture that we've got, end up with a slightly more separate set of agendas that means that we just haven't got that thrust in a negotiation, maybe, or that thrust in the way we want to for the longer term overall, that really makes it sensible for us all to plot a good business plan into many years.